I'm going to share a very brief story. I'm going to give you the condensed version of my greatest accomplishment. Some people have asked me what my greatest accomplishment of going to Clark Atlanta was, and that is when I left to go away to school. My aunt and uncle took me to the airport, and this was back when you could actually go through with security. So that tells you I'm a little older than I look. But when we got there, as I was getting on the plane, I waved bye to 5 of my cousins. They were in high school and middle school and elementary school. Well, the greatest accomplishment is that my getting on that plane led to a Dillard alumnus, a Hampton alumnus, a Howard alumnus. The other 2 we're still praying for. But it's not that I went, but it's that somebody else watched me go and followed in those footsteps. So as you go on your journeys, the unbelievable part will be when you see who's watching you. So make sure you make them proud. With that, I want to introduce our president of West Los Angeles College, President Jim Limbaugh.
Appreciate it. Well, I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of the entire faculty and staff and students of West Los Angeles College to our campus. Now, I'm curious, what other LACCD colleges are represented here? East? Trade? San Bernardino Valley College, wonderful. Well, if this is your first time on our campus, we welcome you, but more importantly, we'd like to congratulate you on your decision to transfer on to an HBCU. It's an important step. I feel very strongly about the importance of transfer. I feel very strongly about the importance of your continuing education. And I will put in a plug for Bowie State University because I spent many years in Maryland, and Bowie was one of our arch rivals in football. And you'll be glad to know they beat us virtually every time, but no hard feelings. But in any event, congratulations on what you're about to do, and thank you for being here today and allowing us to share in your celebration.
Both? Either one? Good morning. It's still morning. I just checked my watch. I'm Helen Young. I am the project director for the California Community College Transfer Guarantee to HBCUs. Welcome this morning to all of you transferring students. We are super duper proud of you. This is really what Ms. Moore, who really is the backbone of not just this project, but all things HBCU here in California Community Colleges, that she has been for the last 35 years. So we're so proud of you. We want to be your support system. Once you get there, you will meet Erin, who's at the table over there. Some of you have already had an opportunity to meet Erin, but she will be managing you while you're there. And then for those of you who are keynote speakers for this morning, man, you make us bubble over. We can't wait to hear your stories this morning. And really, I have spent the last almost 15, 20 years in California Community College. I spent 10, 15 years at the high school level. The most powerful work I've ever done is right now. I see the benefit of an HBCU as an opportunity to do something so much greater than just yourself. HBCUs really are about giving you the tools that make you a better person so that you can go out and make other humans better people. And it's really the power of that whole system of thought and process that really just makes me so proud to be a part of this project. Elaine knows that I love and adore her, and I appreciate her as a mentor, and just the opportunity to do this work. I'm going to introduce a really great friend who's not just my great monitor, but he's actually a really great friend. So I wanted him to come up and say a few words. Bob Quinn.
This is fantastic. You kind of ambushed me. I didn't expect to have to say a few words, but this is great. I'm from the Chancellor's Office in Sacramento. This is something that I've wanted to do for many years, and we had the opportunity to start it in 2014 with Miss Moore, and then Helen. So it's been going well. You know, if I had to think of one thing to say, it reminds me of what I did this summer. So I got a call from a relative, and I had to fly out to Abilene, Texas. Right? Anyone ever been out to Abilene, Texas? Not much out there. A lot of critters. That's about it. But the job was to fly out and drive a car back. And once you start driving from Abilene back to Sacramento, there's still not a lot out there. So, but anyways, this is kind of a story. But you know, as I was driving the car back, and I had a certain amount of time to do it, I had to stay focused and stay on basically Interstate 40, stay on the main road. But there are a lot of distractions along the way as you're driving, and I did some of those distractions, but every time I had to make some decisions on which ones to do. So I went and saw Jesse James' grave. I figured that's pretty important. I passed right by the, the petrified forest. That was too far off the route. That would have delayed me. I did stop and get my picture taken on a corner in Windsor, Arizona, right? Standing on a corner in Windsor, Arizona. Okay, I'm just checking. Looks like a young group out there. Drove right by the Grand Canyon and so on. But I guess my point is, you know, you get to do this once. I remember doing it. Time seemed to fly by. Take those distractions. Have a good time while you're out there getting your degree. But make sure you stay on the main path. So you stay on that path. You keep the goal in mind. You get it done, and you get back out there in the community to give back. So that's kind of my story related to what you're doing here in Abilene, Texas. But anyways, congratulations. I'm really proud of y'all.
Thank you so much, Bob. He's been such a supportive grant monitor for the entire time of the grant, and he said this is one of his favorite projects. So we feel so happy and pleased that you're pleased. We got to keep this going. So thank you for your guidance over the years. And I just want to say what a pleasure it is working with Helen Young. I mean, she's a real dynamo, a real worker, and a lot of passion. And that comes through. People know that. Students know that. And we really appreciate her directing this program. I am Elaine Moore. I am a regional coordinator for the grant, and it's just an honor for me to work in the program. I'm an HBCU graduate, so I have a lot of love and passion for HBCUs. I graduated from Howard University. My son graduated from Clark Atlanta University, and my daughter graduated from Howard University as well. She has 2 degrees from Howard University, so there's a lot of love there. And I'll be serving as your MC today. But before we jump into the program, there are 2 people I want to bring forward. And they are Yasmin and Greg Delahousse, and they've been doing Black college tours. I think all the students know them. And they've been doing Black college tours for many, many years, and they've taken many of the community college students on tours, exposing them and introducing them to the HBCUs, and we are really appreciative of them working with us on our program. So I'm going to bring them forward so they can say a few words.
Okay, thank you very much, Elaine. I thought I would spend my time talking to you about the work that my husband and I do after students come back from the tour. Because it's great to be able to take all of you guys on the tour, but as you know, when you come back, right, you need assistance. So I thought about a few of the stories I wanted to share with you. And if any of these connect with you and you find yourself in that place, I want you to reach out to us. First person I want to talk about is Angelo Hobson, and Angelo actually happens to be here. So Angelo, could you please stand and be recognized? Angelo is a gifted artist.
Very gifted.
Extremely gifted. And what was it? Saturday before last, we were together. He took the train from San Bernardino to my home, and I became his agent. We went to a place that I know on Slauson where they do artwork on consignment. And normally there's a 60-40 split. So I became his agent, and I was like, he's on his way to Clark. That's not going to work, okay? So I negotiated 85-15. So Angelo, just an amazing artist. And his work will be at Catula on Slauson for anyone who knows where Catula is. He's on his way to Clark, and we want to support Angelo as well as others from San Bernardino Valley College that are with us here today. The way we plan to support them is we plan to support them with jobs and also to hopefully help them get housing. So at that table with Angelo is David Cobb, his wife Carissa Cobb, Janice. Would you guys stand? They're on their way to Clark Atlanta as well. And I'm very fortunate to have been connected with a extremely popular restaurant. A lot of you guys know it. It's called the Busy Bee. So I'm asking the Busy Bee to hire them, and give them jobs. And also with the jobs comes food every night, right? So that's a good thing. So we're going to help them with housing as well. Thank you, guys. And I wanted to tell you also that we do have a student who's in the foster care system. Clark Atlanta University is going to hook him up with a job, and they have worked to find Section 8 housing for him. So I want you guys to know that these colleges are doing their very best to make sure that you're successful once you get there. Just two more quick stories, and then I'll end. So a student by the name of September Strodemeyer, who transferred last year, she's a student from Valley College, contacted me in December, and she was in tears. And basically, what was going on with September is, I'm not sure if you guys know, but in 2012, the Republicans, the House and the Senate, decided to cap financial aid eligibility. So she reached her 12 semesters. And it's real easy to do that, when you transfer from a community college. So she called me in tears because this was going to be her last semester at Clark Atlanta University, and they were going to withdraw her from her classes. I said, I want you to go back to the registrar, and I want you to talk to the registrar and ask the registrar, can we put you on an installment plan? Of course, they said yes, and I pulled together a group of people. Miss Moore was one of them, and we made her first installment payment. And from there, thank you, I was then able to work with her to write 2 hardship essays. We wrote a hardship essay to UNCF, and we wrote one to Clark, and we received $7,500. So she's taken care of, and she is graduating this semester. Can we give September a round of applause? And most recently, the last story I'll tell, and then I'll let Greg talk for a few minutes. Yesterday, I received a call from Kyrie Blackman. Kyrie Blackman transferred from Long Beach City College. And Kyrie's situation was really very unique. While he was at, I said Long Beach, Cerritos. While he was at Cerritos, he received an overpayment. Everybody knows what a Pell overpayment is, right? You're not getting any more financial aid till you take care of that Pell overpayment, correct? So it takes a village. We passed around the hat, and faculty members at Cerritos College put money in the hat. My nonprofit organization, Educational Student Tours, we do this to make a difference, not to make a profit. We put money into the hat. And then one of the Morehouse alumni put money into the hat. I then took that money, which totaled $2,900. He owes like $5,700, $5,800. And I gave it to a friend of mine. And that friend works for Genentech Pharmaceutical. They matched the money. He is now finished with his overpayment. He got his financial aid, and he's in good shape to be a senior at Morehouse College next fall. So yay for Kyrie. So I want you guys to remember these stories because it's really important to know that, again, Educational Student Tours is more than just taking you on the tour. Use us as the resource that we are. Thank you.
That's a hard act to follow. I'll do my best, though. I didn't know I was speaking either. I was kind of ambushed as well. I thought the boss was the one just speaking, but I want to say that this is a real blessing for the students that we serve. It's also a real blessing for us. You know, we've been doing this for 31 years, and there are thousands of stories that we could both tell. But the most important thing that I want to say is that this creates educational opportunity for our young people. If you look at the statistics for students of color that go to four-year schools in particular, it's rather dismal. This is a true effort on every level to improve that picture. And this is why we work so hard. You know, I've often said that in regards to my wife, that if she was a magician, you know, magicians, one of the old tricks is they pull rabbits out of a hat. She would pull an elephant out of a hat. The things that she does, it's just amazing. And I try to do my little two pennies worth as well. But this is a real blessing for us, and we want to continue to support you in your efforts so that you can, in turn, support our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Yasmin and Greg. I've known them well over 25 years, and I know where their heart is, and I know how often they come out of their pocket to help students. And recently, they've helped me working with two of my students who are trying to finish at Howard University, and I really appreciate all the hard work that they do. They're very, very sincere people, good people to know and to be friends with. It is now my joy to introduce a couple of people who are going to introduce a couple of students. And the first person I want to introduce is Gertia Lopez. Where's Gertia? Oh, there she is. As she's coming forward, Ms. Lopez is a counselor, and she's also an Emoja coordinator at Moreno Valley College. She drove out here a couple of hours or more to be here, and she came here to introduce her student, who's going to be one of our speakers today. And I'm going to now turn this over to Ms. Lopez.
Hello, everybody. Hello, come on, let me hear you guys. Hello. All right. The question is, who is Matthew Morris? Who is he? He's one of my former students, my A2Men president, and your Moja president of Moreno Valley College. When Matthew first walked on campus, I seen greatness in this young man. His leadership skills, greatness. He exhibit success. His motivation and his determination. Once you meet Matthew, everybody who meets Matthew believes that he's the best that he could possibly be, and he will give you his all. I want to give you guys and let you guys know about this phenomenal man. And yes, you are. You know how they talk about phenomenal woman? He's a phenomenal man, and he's full with greatness. So everybody, I want you to put your hands together and give it up for Matthew Morris. Wait a minute, my student.
Wasn't ready for all that. So I'll just say thank you, Ms. Lopez. Thank you very much for that awesome introduction. I'm sorry, trying not to get caught up in all the emotion. I'm probably what you would classify as a non-traditional student. I'm older than most students in the student body, and my path to education was not straightforward at all. It was windy with turns and twists and detours, and sometimes I had to stop and fix something and then, keep on going down the road. My father once taught me, one of the first lessons my father taught me was about determination. I wasn't always the most gifted. I wasn't always the best student, the best athlete, or whatever. But I just felt that if I gave 100%, I could go to sleep and sleep well and wake up the next morning and help somebody else reach their success too. My entire life has been to help not just myself, but help others. A quote that I love, and I'm going to keep loving till the day I die, was simply that a rising tide raises all ships. Sitting up here and looking at all you guys, and it's kind of hard, it's kind of difficult, because as I'm looking at all you guys and all your smiling faces and your support, I remember about all the people that I know that are without all this support, without all this help, and that are trying their best to find a way, even though they may feel lost or like they can't see the light. And it's because of those people that I have the passion I have to help you guys, to always come through every single day and just simply feel like I can make a difference if I just simply open my heart wide enough to you. And now leading to my path to HBCU. So like Ms. Lopez said, first time I got on campus, I was like, okay, look, who do I need to meet? How do I need to meet them? And how do we get a chance to improve this whole community? Because I'm not here for myself, I'm here for everybody. All right? I'm big brother, as y'all going to see, there's a whole lot of love to give. All right? I didn't really tell anybody at the time, but I had literally just found Moreno Valley on a map. I had just found out, I didn't know anything about Moreno Valley. I had just moved there. My life had taken a little bit of a turn, and I just figured that, wait, for all this effort that I'm putting in just to have a roof over my head and get some money in my pocket and to look good and eat good and all that, what am I really investing in myself? And if I'm not investing in my education, what kind of investment really can I give to myself? So whatever I had to do, whether it was walk around just simply meeting random people and saying, hey, have you ever heard of the Moser program, the Renaissance program? Have you heard about all these different things that this school offers here at Moreno Valley College? And if you haven't, let me go on and introduce you to a few people. And again, one of the things that I didn't really tell anybody was that when I found Moreno Valley, I didn't even have a place to stay myself. I drove out with nothing but my car and the stuff I had in it, and through that whole first semester, I lived out of my car. Now, no excuses. I still came out with a 3.2 or like 3.3, somewhere around there, but could have been better, but it wasn't perfect. But all that I felt was that paved the way to show me how badly I wanted this, how badly do I want education, how much is it really worth to me. And throughout all the years, throughout the support of Ms. Lopez and Dr. Foster, A2 Men, I was able to not only find a own place to keep and have some stability, I was able to help other people that were homeless, didn't have any kind of way, were feeling like they're going to give up on themselves, and I was able to give them my phone number and say, look, if you need a place to stay on my spot. I had a few, 3 sleeping bags in my living room for the longest, and it's just whatever I could do. And so finally, when I hear about all this awesome things about the HBCU agreement, about how I can just go to a university and not just help myself, but really be a benefit to my community that's outside of California, I jumped at it. I remember it was Sister Moore that asked, how many of y'all want to transfer? It was like a few units or something like that. It was like 20 or 30. My hand shot up like a rocket. It was in the San Bernardino Valley College. I was like, me, I'll transfer. Wherever you need me to do, I'll do. Wherever you need me to say, I'll say. Come on, let's make it happen. And throughout that process and meeting the admissions, the head of admissions at Bethune-Cookman, I fell in love with the message of Bethune-Cookman. And one of the strongest messages at Bethune-Cookman is you enter to learn and you depart to serve. And I feel like my whole life led me to that. So at the conclusion of my spring classes, myself and another student that was homeless, I told him, put all your stuff in the car. We're going to drive down Bethune-Cookman. We're going to start this together. So we drove from California all the way Bethune-Cookman, broke down twice. Well, first time I got to tell the story in Lynchburg, Texas. All right, yes. And I didn't even think it was a big deal until I posted on Facebook where I was at and I was broke down. My mother saw the name of the town and gives me a call. Are you okay? Just stay on the phone with me until everything's done. So that was my first challenge. I don't know if you guys ever been to Lynchburg, but I imagine it's like Abilene. There's not a lot around. So I wound up having to fix my car myself. And it was my first time. Thank you to a few YouTube videos. I was an expert about 30 minutes later. And we were back on the road. Second time I broke down, I had a 3 full tire blowout in Crowley, Louisiana. And not a lot in Crowley, Louisiana neither. So we broke down on a Sunday. And in Sunday in Louisiana, everybody's going to church. They doing a church thing. Ain't no place is open. So I'm right there on the side of the road, and I'm thinking, you know what? Look, God, you brought me this far. How far can we keep going? So I said, look, we just going to make some phone calls. We're going to have an open heart. We're going to have an open mind. We're going to make something happen. A tow truck driver was just driving down the road, sees us stop, pulls over, and the brother was a local who had a best friend who was, I don't know what you call it, he ran the nearby Motel 6. So not only did we get a place to sleep that night, we got a free tow, take us all the way to find places where we could get tires for the car. It took a full 24 hours, but hey, everything back on the road within, I say, a day of meeting that man. On a Sunday in Louisiana, we didn't know anybody. We stuck on the side of the road thinking, what are we going to do now? Because there's crickets and there's alligators behind me. And I don't know if any of you people are from the city, but we don't play that mess. So finally, when we get there, it seemed like after everything you go through, you finally get to the school and you're like, well now what? I have to say that's really the most magical part about my story. Because that same sister who was the head of admissions, who helped me out so much and helped out this other student that was in a real tough situation, met us at the door to admissions and said, from now on, all you're going to worry about is getting to class. Walked us over to the Transfer Student Services, said, this is one of my students. You're going to help him out. You're going to help out this other student. And you're going to make sure that they need everything. Within 24 hours, I had housing. Within 24 hours, I had a job. Not some regular job. I was at the registrar's office, where the first thing you go in, you represent the school. You represent the school in as professional capacity as you can manage. And was it that? Oh, and the other student had housing too. Meanwhile, didn't register, didn't do anything. Literally just showed up and said, I got accepted to the school. I need help. Everything was taken care of within 24 hours. Both of us had housing, full jobs, and didn't even have to worry about a balance afterwards. So then the question was, well, how can I repay this? How can I pay you back for this? So I said, look, you'll never have to wonder about where I am or how I'm doing it, because you'll see me around campus helping as many people as I can every single day in whatever capacity you put me in. So they said, okay, we're going to test you. The first test was introducing me to the dean of my college. The dean of the College of Liberal Arts, and it was Dean Alan Kelsey, who was the first time I had met a sister with so many PhDs. I was just like, oh my God. Am I allowed to speak? Do I speak only when spoken to? How do I do this? This sister said, well, I don't know what your religious affiliation is. I don't know who you are or what your background is, but I feel something from you. So I'm going to put you on stage, and I want you to give us the opening invocation. Opening invocation is the opening prayer at Bethune-Cookman. That was for the first professional seminar that we had for the entire college. This is my first semester here at Bethune-Cookman. So I'm getting on stage. I see all these black faces in front of me, and I'm like, well, back of my head, I just hear a voice and said, it's time. So spoke from the heart. Everyone applauded, and that was my first experience meeting the rest of my college of liberal arts peers, faculty and staff included. It seemed like it only got better from there. Next thing I know, not only am I one of the advisors to this Dean Allen Kelsey that was so intimidated to meet for the first time, but the position she put me in was to make sure that everyone in my college of liberal arts had a way. Whether it was making sure your classes were taken care of in the sense that, you know, that professor that you're so intimidated by on midterms and finals, let's get you in a room with them. Let's have you meet them. Let's get a plan going on. Let's make sure that by the end of the semester, those C's turn to B's, those B's turn to A's, and those A's turn to excellence. Just a quick mind story I'm just throw out there is this. I met one sister that was from Tampa Bay, Florida. Family was a first generation member of university, member of college. Everyone in her family really thought that she was wasting her time there. She felt like she was going to give up. She was rocking through her humanities classes and humanities and her history classes with D's, and the rest of her grades, I didn't know what they were, but I assumed they weren't doing well either. So my humanities professor, who had seen my passion to sit in the front every day in class, to help out all the students I can every class, said, hey, I have a student. I need you to keep this confidential. I need you to help her. Just, if you could, just meet with her in the library and just help her. You know, just tutor her. That's all I need. So I talked to the sister, and I'm like, okay, look, can you be at the library at 9 a.m.? She said, 9 a.m., that's kind of early. Are you going to be there? I said, sister, I'm at the library every day at 7 a.m. anyway. So, yeah, let's make it happen. Sister meets me there at 8:30 a.m. I'll tell you, that sister, that same sister that had a C in the class, raised it all the way up to an A by the end of that semester alone. Enter to learn and depart to serve. That is the message that Bethune-Cookman tries to send out every single time that school is represented. And in the time that I've been there, I can tell you that I have learned every step of the way. And I don't know if my learning will ever stop. I don't believe it will. But my job is to make sure that I serve each and every brother and sister that comes across my path and make sure that the excellence that they saw when they walked onto the campus, they still see when they leave the campus. And I can tell you, that's my story here. My first semester, I finished with a 3.6 GPA, mostly A's, 2 B's. Appreciate it. There's always room for improvement. So that registrar's job turned into me dealing with scholarships and grants. So now my position is working with the grant writer for the school, doing sponsor research, and making sure that other students have grants or scholarships should they be in real need. So not just in a situation where I can say, hey, brother, meet me in the library. I can say, hey, you got a balance? Is everything cool? Meet me at this time. I'm going to introduce you to my boss, and we're going to make something happen. Thank you again. All the accolades, all the achievements matter not, because all I care about is the results. And I hope that you brothers and sisters that are transferring to HBCUs, I hope that you're as interested in the results as I am. I hope that when you get to these HBCUs, you realize that you're not there simply just to say, okay, let's get it and let's leave. You're in there to see how much of improvement in that community you can make. So when you come home, that same business model you use to improve that community, we can improve our community. So I'm sick and tired of hearing about my brothers and sisters being shot from the same neighborhoods I grew up with. So without further ado, that's my story. Okay, so my name is Matthew Russell Morris. I attend the great Bethune-Cookman University. I'm a political science major with a minor in English. I transferred fall 2017. I transferred from Moreno Valley College. Well, I chose an HBCU because it was the only institution that really was willing to stand the test of, is this institution here to help people, or is this institution here to get money and, receive more fame and accolades? And Bethune-Cookman was the only school that I could say allowed for students with a really rough background that were simply high potential and wanted to do better. Not only could they come, but they could come and thrive and be part of the community. Oh man, I'm used to traveling. Whether it's for wrestling meets or just traveling just because I like to travel. Us in California, we always go to Vegas every time, so we used to go into different states. Going to the South for the first time, though, that was a big difference. I would have to say the first real shock was everybody speaking with accents. The second is the barbecue smell that follows you everywhere you go. And last but not least, there are so many black folk around. I mean, I forgot we were a minority. Well, it's always been poli-sci till I die. It's always, the only question is, did I want to add on another major or another minor? I really wanted to distinguish myself to other law schools out there. Hopefully I could be a member of a prestigious Ivy League myself, so I could, impact policies and then create the change that I feel like we all look around and say that needs to be made. Going on, it's politics. First law, and then I want to segue that into politics. My biggest thing is I don't want anyone else to have to grow up with the kind of trials and tribulations I did. So instead of complaining about it, I plan to do something about it personally.
That's why the Emoja community was developed, and it's a support program, for those of you who don't know, a support program targeting African American students at 57 community colleges statewide. That also includes a Cal State, a UC, and one community college in the state of Washington. So, and I don't know how many of you realize that the whole premise of the Emoja community, the programs, the support were developed, came out of the HBCUs and how they support students. So on that note, it is my pleasure now to bring forward Dr. Erin Charlin, and she is an Emoja coordinator. She's a counselor and Emoja coordinator at San Diego City College, and she drove her all the way from San Diego because she wants to introduce her student. And I've known Ms. Charlin, Dr. Charlin, for over 10 years now, working in the Emoja community. And so without any further ado, and she was a former Emoja student herself. So I'm going to bring her forward to introduce her student. Erin?
See, I'm a little bit taller here. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Erin Charlins. I do come from San Diego City College. It is an honor to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Aisha Gibson, who is currently attending Grambling State University, where she transferred after attending San Diego City College. Aisha found her way to me and to our Emoja program late in her journey, actually. She was she had a couple of years under her belt at community college before she found us. Actually, our Vice President of Student Services, Miss Denise Wisenhunt, referred her to me. I think you met her at the Urban League, where you were doing your internship. And Aisha, like many of our students, was struggling when we found her, when she found us. She was struggling with math. She was just, kind of going through the typical stages of life that our students go through. And, but she just kept on pushing. That's one thing I remember about her. She kept on pushing. So the vice president told her to come see me. And when the vice president speaks, you kind of listen, right? And so as the Emoja coordinator at my campus, I was trying to figure out, because we were, our Emoja community is a learning community program. So you start in the fall with the same group of students, and you continue on through the spring. So she found me just before the spring semester, and I'm trying to figure out how can I get her into our Emoja program. Because again, it's restricted to students who are supposed to be in all of the courses in the learning community. But after meeting with her, she convinced me. She said, I need to take this course, and I need to take it with this person. And so, after a little bit of conversation, I was like, all right, it's okay for me, but you've got to get through the community. The community has to agree to let you in. And after meeting with her, they embraced her and they said, yes, we'll allow her to come into our classrooms. The word for me that best describes Aisha is tenacious. She truly is tenacious. Whatever she sets her mind to, she will do. And I think she'll share a little bit more about this, but I remember sitting in my counseling office with her, looking at her transcripts and talking about her vision to transfer, and I had some concerns. She had some work that she had to do, but if she was willing to do it, she was going to make it, and she did it. She's simply beautiful on the inside and out, with a wonderfully big heart. Write her name down, Aisha Gibson, you will see her again. She's involved with the NAACP Collegiate Chapter. She's a contributing writer at Grambling State University for their newspaper. She's socially conscious, economically conscious, environmentally conscious, politically conscious. She's going to leave her mark wherever she goes. Aisha, I bring you the warmest greetings from your San Diego City College and your Umoja community family. We are very proud of you, we support you, we believe in you, and it is just an honor to be here this morning, or now afternoon, to hear you and to hear more about your journey. Come on up.
Hi, you guys. Oh, right here? Yeah, I'm short. Good afternoon and welcome, friends, family, faculty. It's an honor to be standing before you on such special occasion. I want to start off by saying thank you to the California Community College Chancellor's Office, Transfer Project Director, Ms. Helen Young, Southern Regional Coordinator, Ms. Elaine Moore, Aaron Settle, thank you. The Partnership Relations Coordinator, my Umoja family at San Diego City College, including Dr. Aaron Charles. My name is Aisha Gibson, and I'm from San Diego, California. I was a transfer student at San Diego City College, and I currently attend Grambling State University. So peers often acquire my voyage to Grambling State University, home of the Eddie G. Robinson Museum and the world-famed Tiger Marching Band. They ask me, why do you want to attend a HBCU? And I simply respond, why not? The truth is, my transition to Grambling State is a testimony how one can change and how one can appreciate the Black college experience. A few years ago, I left an abusive relationship, and I moved back to San Diego, and feeling neglected, for some reason, something told me, my spirit told me, go to the San Diego County Urban League, not the unemployment office or not the, I don't know, something said go to the San Diego County Urban League. And from there, I was greeted by a woman named Ms. Key Hagan. She's not here, she's at the office, and she's not here right now, but I want to give her a shout out. And she graduated from Howard University, and she was adamant about Black youth attending HBCUs. And she influenced me to enroll back into San Diego City College, and then from there transfer to a HBCU. And it took me a while. Once I did enroll back into San Diego City College, it was hard. I couldn't write my name. I couldn't even add 1 + 1. I wasn't as open as I am now. I was very timid. I was scared, and I didn't have the confidence that I had as I do now. It was a challenge, but in time, Key Hagan, her sorority sister, was Denise Wisenhead, which was the president at the time, and she told me to meet with Dr. Aaron. And I was like, who? And she was like, no, you need to talk to her. And when I met you, you could tell like something was wrong with me, and I was just kind of like down and out, but I was adamant, like, let me into this Umoja program. And you told me, you said, okay, I don't mind, but you need to go over there and introduce yourself, and I did. And it's been on ever since. And in spring 2017, I felt that it was time for me to leave San Diego City College because I felt like I was stuck and I needed a push. And one day I decided to go to the transfer center at City College, and I applied to a few HBCUs for the Black Common App, and Grambling State University was the first to say yes. And like you, many of you that is transferring to a HBCU, I was nervous. I was nervous because I wasn't sure if going to a HBCU was a great decision because of the negative stereotypes and being in the South during the post-Obama era. Like I know your like your I know how it feels to be nervous, to say the least. However, that wasn't the case. At my HBCU, at Grambling State University, it is full of diversity, and it opened my eyes to different types of people and expanded my interests beyond what I was used to. The connections I've made there, both personally and professionally, are unparalleled. People who look like me wanted to see me succeed and did everything in their power to make sure that that I handled my business, vice versa. To give an example, my biggest challenge was time management. When I first got to Grambling State, I'm not gonna lie, I partied. I went to I'm not gonna tell you which party I went to, because I don't wanna get in trouble, but I partied every day, and my dorm was right across the street from the yard. And if you know anything about HBCUs, if you basically the yard is like the spot. It's the spot. I can't describe it. Imagine like Coachella and like homecoming all in one. It was just too much. It was overwhelming, but to say the least, I partied. And it was getting to the point that it was pretty bad. And my friends, my dean, the dean, Dr. Belton, which is the dean of the history department at Grambling State University, my professors who cared for me got me together. They got me together real quick. And not because they were being mean to me, because they didn't want to see me fail. And with that being said, at an HBCU, you are expected to do well in each class and do well off and on campus, leaving a legacy. Grambling State is the epitome of their model where everybody is somebody, and I am a true testament that if you apply yourself in a positive environment, you will be recognized for the fruits of your labor. So last semester, I pulled a 3.2. Today, I have a 4.0 GPA. And I'm going to say this, and I don't care. I had a learning disability in math, and I passed my math class, my calculus class with an A. Okay, so as she mentioned, I am a contributing writer for our school newspaper, the Grambling Knights. So I don't know, maybe someday I will write for Time Magazine. I'm not sure yet. I belong to a few organizations, including the Grambling Knights Collegiate NAACP chapter, and I was on the dean's list. Because of my GPA, I am on the president's list, the dean's list, and the honor roll. So ladies and gentlemen, as you face and tackle the inevitable changes, hold true to yourself. Remember to hold on to your value system, and most importantly, your humanity. It is these qualities that will guide you further on your HBCU journey. Before I close, I would like to share a few tips to my fellow HBCU peers. Get involved. And what I mean by get involved, join clubs and organizations that interest you. Not only will you learn about yourself, you learn about your strengths, but you gain leadership skills and you learn how to work well with others, and it expands your resume. And as the old saying goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know and who knows you. That includes taking advantage of your career center on campus. If you need help, don't pride yourself. If you are struggling with certain curriculums, whether it's math, English, etc., talk to your professors. If your professors don't want to help you, talk to the associate professor, or talk to the dean, or talk to your peers, and somebody will come through. If you are hungry, somebody will come through. If you need money to get some toiletries, somebody will give it to you. Just don't pride yourself. Ask for help. Connect with your alum associations. They are great resources for networking. And last but not least, have fun. Have fun. Enjoy the probates. Go to the games. Go to the parties. But be careful and manage your time. Thank you and God bless.
Well, my name is Aisha Gibson, and I transferred from San Diego City College fall 2017 to Grambling State University. I just want to be around my own people, and it was around the time when Trump was running for presidency. It was just kind of hectic, and I just felt like I just want to be around my own people, being nurtured, and I always want to go to a HBCU, really. My major is secondary education with a concentration in history. I plan to be a high school history teacher, and then from there get my master's in education and possibly be a superintendent for some school district, and I don't know, perhaps a lobbyist. Change education. Okay, to be honest with you, my family is very, very, very small. So it wasn't so much of being excited. It was just the overwhelming experience that I got, the love that I got. There are people who I call my mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, my play brothers and play sisters. It is very family oriented, and that people are very welcoming. So when you transfer out of state, you don't have family or friends, don't worry about it. There are people to really gravitate towards you and nurture you and love you. If you don't have a place to go to for Thanksgiving, about a few houses that you can go to. It's not a big deal. So they're very loving, I guess you could say.
Certificates to our students who are transferring, and she's going to be introducing our students as well. She has been with our program for a year and recently got a brand new full-time position. And she's going to be telling us what she's going to be doing in this new position with our program. And she's also an HBCU graduate, Fisk University. Erin.
Good afternoon, everyone. So yes, my name is Erin Azusetto. My new role is the Partnership Relations Coordinator, and what that means is that I'll be working closely with the partner HBCUs, so the schools that you'll be going to, the faculty, the staff there, the key people to make sure that your transitions are as smooth as possible. All right, so I see we have Mr. Wiley Wilson. Step right up. And then we'll take a picture over here.
Thank you.
So go ahead.
Oh, good afternoon. My name is Wiley Wilson, and actually I feel kind of ambushed. I didn't know I was speaking. That's one. My major is sociology, and I come from El Camino College, and I will be transferring to Clark Atlanta. And I'm going to be a little bit honest. Clark Atlanta is one of them I'm thinking of. But the reason why I'm interested in going to an HBCU is because actually it started off in middle school when my father told me about Howard and Morehouse and a lot about HBCUs. And I thought, hold up, Daddy, there ain't no way. I thought in my head, like, there ain't no way I could transfer to an HBCU. It's like, not with my grades, not the way I was, not the way I have everything. But when I went to El Camino College, it helped me realize a number of different things and made me realize that an HBCU, because an HBCU is possible, that all of this is possible, especially with having counselors, professors, deans, a number of high coordinators, Ms. Elaine Moore, a number of others around me to give me support and assure that I'm able to do it, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Delahousse. And honestly, I just want to thank you all for supporting me even now, and I just feel so glad and I feel so blessed. I love all of you. Hello, my name is Wiley Wilson and I attend El Camino College. I will be transferring to Clark Atlanta University in spring of 2019. Now, the reason why I chose Clark Atlanta is mainly because when I toured it at the Black College Tour this year, I just got that certain flow, that certain feel, and then I saw a certain level of professionalism that I did not catch at these UCs or these Cal States that I just have never seen. I was like, oh my God, these people coming in here in suits? Oh snap, these are my people's coming in here in suits. That is something else. I just couldn't believe it. When I saw that, my heart told me, oh no, this is the place right here. This is where I got to go. This is where I got to be. We're professional, where we're profound, where we're seen as equals, where we're seen in greatness, where we're gonna be within greatness. Even after we die, we'll be seen as in greatness forevermore. This is where I need to be. Now, it's going to be a little bit unusual, my answer. My major is sociology, but when I transfer, I may abandon it altogether and go and try to double major in history and education. And my goal is to be mainly an advocate of education, and also to be a teacher as well. Frankly, I grew up in Alabama, so it's nothing new. It is really nothing new. I've been outside of the state most of my life. I've only been here about 3 years, and going back, it ain't going to be nothing new.
Okay, next up we have Angelo Hobson. Congratulations. There you go.
Kind of off guard too, so let me adjust this real quick. There we go. Straight. All right, my name is Angelo Hobson, and I'm transferring to Clark Atlanta University. Um, I'm a student at San Bernardino Valley College, and my major is business administration, but when I transfer, I'm going to minor in art education because I plan on starting my own nonprofit organization for talented inner city youth and give them opportunities that I myself did not have coming up as a young artist. Um, I wasn't always the best student. Matter of fact, I didn't even understand what education was until I got much older, till I started reading for myself, till I started reading about Marcus Garvey. Um, One of my favorite quotes by him is when he said that a people without a knowledge of their past history, of their origin, and of their culture is like a tree without roots. And so HBCUs, in my opinion, they're like our roots because that's where we went to when we couldn't go to Harvard or Yale or any of these other Ivy League schools because of Jim Crow. Um, so I think it's very important that we that we utilize the opportunities and the people that God placed in our lives to not only to not only better our lives, but to come back to our communities and better our communities as well. I thank God for everyone who put this together, Mrs. Moore, Mrs. Young, and really the Delahoussays. It's not every day that you come across people who do things out of the kindness of their heart, who don't make you feel small for not having, you know what I'm saying, the things that they have or not having what this person have or that person have, but people who despite your faults, they see the best in you. And I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Delahousse. I appreciate y'all so much. And that's it. Thank you. Okay. My name is Angelo Hobson. I attend San Bernardino Valley College. Pretty much my major is business administration, but when I transfer, I like to minor in art education. I'm transferring to Clark Atlanta, fall 2018. I chose a HBCU pretty much because HBCUs they're like our roots. You know, my favorite quote is by Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said, "A people without a knowledge of their culture, of their origin, and of their past history is like a tree without roots." And so HBCUs, those were pretty much the schools that we built ourselves because of Jim Crow and the color of our skin. We couldn't go to Harvard or Yale or any of these other Ivy League schools. We didn't even have high schools. The first HBCUs were high schools and elementary schools. So that's pretty much why I'm deciding to go to a HBCU because it's the culture, and there are things that you can do at a HBCU that you can't do at white institutions. I've been trying to get out of San Bernardino the last 3 years of my life. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll come back to the community and help out and whatnot, but I'm happy to get out to further my education. Sometimes you got to make certain sacrifices to do the things that you really want to do in life. Oh man, for one, I'm a fine artist, and so Atlanta, that's like the mecca, the epicenter of Afrocentric and Black art. It's not like out here in California where we want to see abstract and impressionism and cubism and all these other isms. Like nah, my artwork can be appreciated and valued there more. And I will be getting a better education as well, and I have more opportunity for community work.
Next, we have Miss Janice Slaughter. Congratulations. There you go.
Okay, my name is Janice Lauder, as she introduced. I come from San Bernardino Valley College,
and my major is psychology. I am attending Clark Atlanta University. Okay, 2 years ago, thank you. 2 years ago, I went on the tour and I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I wanted to go. So I just kind of went just, to get out of California, to say. So this year I had the opportunity to go again. And I was, the first year I went 2 years ago to Clark Atlanta, I was not interested at all. I did not like the school. I was like, this school is not for me. But this year I had the opportunity to go again. And, before going, I prayed and I asked God, show me the light. Show me where am I supposed to be. Show me where am I supposed to uproot and move my children and give all of us the opportunity to experience the culture and the experience and to get a better education. So I then went to Clark Atlanta for the tour the second time, and I fell in love with Clark Atlanta. So that's what made me choose to go to Clark Atlanta. God showed me the light. He made it easy for me. So after the tour, I contacted Dr. Delahousse, and I told her I found my school, and it was not Clark Atlanta. I told her I wanted to go to FAMU. So I prayed about it and more talked to people, and two of my friends got accepted before I had got accepted. So again, there was another opportunity. Now I have support, and that was my biggest issue. I'm a single mother of twins, and it was a struggle to find support. Just to uproot me and my children, I didn't think I was going to find support anywhere. So my friends got accepted, and I felt like this was a community for us to build and to come together and to raise our children together to help each other and further in our education. So, yeah, without that being said, I'm going to further my education to show my children that it's possible. I didn't think I was going to be here today. I didn't think I was going to ever go to an HBCU, let alone further my education and reach my highest goals. So I brought my daughter here today to show her. She has been the biggest motivation for me, her and her brother. So I'm setting standards for them. I'm showing them that it is possible from where I came from before to where I am going today. They have no option. There's no excuse. Yes, thank you. Hi, my name is Shanice Slaughter. I go to San Bernardino Valley College. I am transferred to Clark Atlanta University, CAU, and I'll be transferring fall of 2018. So I didn't choose the HBCU. HBCU chose me. I chose to go to the HBCU because I have two fellow friends that also are attending Clark Atlanta University, same semester that I'm going to, and I felt like that was my community, that was my support, and I prayed on it and asked God to guide me and make it easy for me. So once Clark sent me that acceptance letters, I feel like that was my sign. That was where I was supposed to be. That's where it starts and it's gonna finish. So I am studying psychology at the moment, and I plan on going into counseling. I want to counsel high school students because as a high school student, when I was a high school student, I didn't have the support that I feel like I can give other high school students. I was not guided into the light that I am now. I had to find my way. So I want to help students find their way into either HBCU if that's their preference or any other college. I just want people like me, young youth like me, to be better, be there better than. Ooh, I am most excited to just start my new journey, to show my children that anything is possible. I've came from the bottom of all bottoms, and I'm making my way to the top, and just to bring my kids along with me is the best journey ever.
Next up, we have Mrs. Carissa Cobb.
Thank you. Good morning. Okay, I'm gonna just stick where it's at. My name is Carissa Cobb. I'm currently going to San Bernardino Valley College. I am the vice president of Emoji Tumaini, just so you guys know. And I am transferring to Clark Atlanta University. My major is psychology. The reason for me going to CAU is because as a kid, I had an uncle who went to college. He went to Oregon State. He was the only person in our family to go to college. And so that was my goal. Like, I want to be like my uncle. I want to be like him. Roadblocks happened later in life, but Clark Atlanta just always stuck to me. After he took me to a college expo at the convention center out here. Clark Atlanta stuck, so middle school on, I was like, I'm going. High school comes, start doing my own thing. Did not happen the way I wanted it to be. But now, fast forward, I've been out of school for going on 9 years this year, and now I'm able to transfer to my dream school, Clark Atlanta University. I am now married, 3 kids, and we're going as a unit. So thank you for the opportunity. Yeah. My name is Carissa Cobb. I go to San Bernardino Valley College. I am a psychology major, and I'll be transferring to Clark Atlanta University this fall. So I was introduced to HBCU when I went to a Black College Expo here at the Convention Center in LA, and ever since then, Clark Atlanta just stood out to me. And I will be the first female in my family to go to a 4-year college institution at all, and let alone an HBCU, so I was just like topping the charts for my family, setting the goals. So my major is going to be psychology. I am at the moment considering to do sociology as an major. My goal is to become a career counselor. So I've always been a person that wants to help people. Right now at the college, I am a assistant to the counselor, Danielle Smith, and I help her with her students. And so helping people find out their classes, what they want to be. I do it for free anyways, and I feel like, hey, that's something I want to do. I was going into nursing, but I realized and I prayed and I thought about it and talked to God, like, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to be stuck in a hospital for 12 hours a day. So psychology it is. Oh, I'm really nervous, to be honest with you. Like, I'm a Cali girl down to the soul. Like, I've moved out of state when I was in high school, my dad's job, Ohio, and it was just Cali. I had frostbite on my feet because I was such a Cali girl, like Vans and Chucks, and that was it. So I'm really nervous, but I'm also like excited to get the feel of being around other African Americans who want to see me succeed and do better, especially my children, and having my husband go along with me is even the more better. So I'm excited.
We have David Cobb Jr.
That's nice. All right. My name is David Cobb Jr. I go to San Bernardino Valley College right now, and I'm also transferring to Clark Atlanta University. Now, I'm not going to try to make up no reasons as to why, like I planned any of this, because I honestly don't know how any of this is happening. I don't know how I'm at West LA College right now or none of that being acknowledged like this. All I know is that I give all the glory to God. He's very mysterious, and he had this plan from the beginning, even when I didn't see it. And I just want to thank him for him, personally, basically, right? Him, and then all the people that he placed in my life who seen this without me even seeing it. You know, people who seen this through every other thing that I've been through or every other place that I've been. So I'm just thankful, period. My name is David Cobb Jr., and I currently go to San Bernardino Valley College. I'm transferring to Clark Atlanta University fall 2018. I kind of didn't choose a HBCU. I feel like more God and the HBCU chose me. You know, I went on a tour, and that gave me a kind of want or whatever, desire to be there more. I liked it, so I want to go there. And also because they accepted me on the spot. We applied while we were there, so yeah. Moving out the state is very big. I've always been I'm gonna be in Cali for all my life type of guy. I'm never leaving San Bernardino, i.e. for life. No, I'm just playing. But the fact that it is my wife's dream school, for one, and we both got accepted, and I want to experience more. Like, now that I'm grown, I know there's more out there, and I want to see it. So I'm excited about it. Both. I'm excited about being able to show more of us, what I have to show, whatever I have to offer, whatever that is that God has instilled in me that other people need to see, other people like us need to see. I'm glad that I can do it there, Yeah, so I'm excited to do that, yeah.
Last but not least, we have Deval Coleman.
I feel so left out because everyone's going to Clark Atlanta, and I'm the only one who's going to Tuskegee. So I am here from West Los Angeles College. I've been here for the past 2 years. For my first experience for my undergraduate career, I didn't know we had to do speeches today, but luckily, I mean, just for the purpose of this speech, I did have something prepared just for my overall reasons of going to Tuskegee as well as an HBCU. Growing up as a young African American male in Watts, California, I have always wanted to leave the economically challenged inner city I called home to make a better life for myself. I knew the only way that this would be possible was if I pursued higher education. Not many people growing up in my neighborhood went to college, and when they did, they stayed in state. I wanted to be different from most of my peers and not only go out of state, but even better, to an HBCU. I am now a student at one of the top HBCUs in the nation, the historic and prestigious Tuskegee University. There are many factors that helped me choose Tuskegee to be my home for the next 8 years. One, the professors, staff, and the supporting atmosphere, the diversity, the university mission, and the history of the university. Founded by Dr. Booker T. Washington in 1881, Tuskegee University is rooted in the history of successfully educating African Americans to understand themselves against the background of their total cultural heritage and the promise of their individual and collective futures. Tuskegee's overall purpose is to nurture and challenge students to grow to their fullest potential. I believe that all HBCUs around the country have some in the most caring professors, faculty, and staff members known to man. Most of the professors here have a mission to help young African American men and women to prosper and ensure that they make a difference in the world. They go out of their way to provide their talents, skills, and abilities to help students be all that they can be and more. Now, this does not mean that predominantly white institutions do not have the same caring professors, faculties, and staff members. However, I think that they are more commonly found at HBCUs because of the amount of students. When attending an HBCU, students are joining a family. The atmosphere is extremely supportive from the staff to the students. There's always someone there to help with pretty much anything when needed. There are many alumni programs just for HBCUs that will help financially as well. This makes it so that no one feels left out and like they're back against the wall with nowhere to go or nowhere to turn to. Also, it is likely that when entering the real world, students will run into other fellow alumni and from either their university or from one of the other 105 historically black colleges and universities in the nation. The diversity of HBCUs may surprise many people. A lot of us expect HBCUs to be like our black neighborhoods and black schools. However, that's not necessarily the case. There are students of many different races and nationalities from around the world that attend historically black colleges every year. The majority of the student population has been, and now is, and I am always sure will be, African Americans. Nonetheless, level of diversity continues to rise at HBCUs. Overall, I feel as though historically black colleges and universities give young African American students a safe place to learn, grow, and empower one another, and I made one of the best decisions by choosing an HBCU and, more importantly, Tuskegee University. Thank you. All right, my name is Deval Coleman. I'm currently attending West Los Angeles College. The HBCU I'll be transferring to is Tuskegee University for the fall of 2018. The reason why I chose Tuskegee is because, one, they're the only HBCU with an accredited veterinary medical program. The overall history of the university is really why I want to be able to become a part of the legacy. And it's, just overall, it's a really great school. So I'm looking forward to, my arrival there. I'm going in as an animal, poultry, and veterinary sciences major. I should be, hopefully I'll be graduating with that degree 2021. Immediately after that degree, I'll be pursuing my doctorate of veterinary medicine at the Tuskegee Vet School. With those degrees, I plan on becoming a private licensed veterinarian, as well as becoming an associate professor of animal science at Tuskegee University. The feeling of moving outside of states, considering the fact that I've never actually been outside of state, it's actually a pretty exciting but at the same time nervous feeling. I know that Tuskegee's in the South, so that's really the whole country lifestyle. The whole forestry and all that stuff. So it's going to be a culture shock considering the fact that I am out here from LA, going to basically just the deep South. So I'm ready to see what Tuskegee has to offer for me. So I just got to just stay focused on my goal, and I'll be good.
We appreciate it. I think that's all we got.
All righty.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Duval, you whipped together that speech here today?
No, that was for a scholarship.
Okay. I was about to say, we are thoroughly impressed. So we are all very proud of you and want you guys, especially this whole Clark family right here. That's amazing. You got, not to exclude you, Duval, but yes, remember to keep in mind your level of support and connecting with other students as well. That's really important to your transition, to make sure that it's as smooth as possible.
I have a few acknowledgments to make. And the first is, if I can have Morel Green step forward. And I just want to sincerely thank you with this small token. And we really, really appreciate West LA and all the support here. Shalaiman Duke, the president, Daryl, absolutely. Daryl's always there to help. We had a couple of other schools we were working with, but they didn't work out. Spring semester, space is hard to find, graduations, receptions. So West LA stepped up and said, we'll be happy. They said happy to host. So we were really, really appreciative. You treated us so nice today. So we just want to thank you with this little
Thank you.
token.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And I'd also like to have Gertia and Aaron come forward, please. You would come forward. They traveled hours to get here today, and they were happy to do that, to see their students yet again and to honor them and to just show the love. And I just want to thank them so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Just a small token of our appreciation.
Oh.
So glad you came here, and I know the students really appreciate all your help. And last but certainly not least, when the transfer students were getting their certificates, Aisha said, well, I didn't get a certificate. And we didn't do certificates for you all, but we have something maybe you might like a little bit better, and you can maybe use it, maybe to buy a couple of books or something. I don't know. But we want you to both come forward. Aisha and Morel, please come forward. I'm sorry, Matthew. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, this is Matthew. We want to thank you so much for traveling. You both came a distance also, and bringing family members with you, and we really appreciate your wonderful words of wisdom, speaking from your heart. We really appreciate you, and thank you so much. And again, you want to keep in contact with us, probably use your services again to speak and motivate other students who are considering going to HBCUs. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to turn it back to our director, Ms. Helen Young, who's going to close us out, give us the closing remarks.
We want to thank you, Aaron and Ratia, again, for coming the distance and supporting the students. But that's what y'all do, because that's who y'all are, and that's why we love you. I can't thank you enough, Morel, Dr. Duke, and everyone else. Dr. Gonzalez, please make sure you give him our thanks, because he's who we reached out to. So again, thank you for your hospitality. This is my home campus. This is my campus. So whenever I call, they always say, we got you, and I sure do appreciate it, Dr. Duke, I love you. The two students who are our speakers today, Matthew and Aisha, how many of you receive our newsletter? That's sad. They are highlighted in the newsletters. Yes. So they're part of our newsletter. Matthew was in the last edition that just went out. So if you don't get the newsletter, on that table over there is our listserv. Stay in contact with us. That's how you make sure that you know what's going on with the project. Again, Bob, thank you for coming down. We hope that this continues to be something that you will participate in. It's an important event. He is our voice to the Chancellor's office. He is our eyes and our ears. And so the more he is here to see what we're doing and how we're doing it, the better we're going to look for the future, right? And that's really important no matter what happens. We are super proud of you, transfer students. If you need us, we are here. This doesn't end today once you leave these campuses. And that's why it was really important to establish a position that Aaron is in, because we wanted someone who could make sure that you were okay once you get there, that you still belong to us. You're part of our tribe, right? And so we love you. Thank you. We appreciate you coming out today. If you've got a family here with you, including our speakers, we want shots of you. So please don't leave right away as quickly as, stay a few minutes, get your shots, and then you can take off. We love you, thank you, and thanks for coming.